Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see, this isn't Portugal, back in the Thunder Cave. The Portugal trip didn't happen because the Norovirus thing did end up getting the better of me. So I decided that I would just call it off because probably a little bit unsafe to go riding around Portugal feeling a bit under the weather and having not eaten for a week and all that kind of thing. So I played it safe. But I want to give a massive shout out to a company called North Road that are based in Porto. They are the company that's going to hire the motorcycle from, and obviously I couldn't go, so I got in touch with them just 24 hours before I was supposed to pick up the bike, which under normal circumstances would have meant that I have to pay the whole fee. But I just paid my deposit and they got in touch. They actually phoned me up and said, "We're really sorry you're ill. We're not going to take the rest of the money from you." Now, I don't know if that's standard practice for them or whether it was just because it was the winter or they felt sorry for me. I don't know. But a massive shout out to you, North Road in Porto, Portugal, for being so understanding. And I will be back, and I would definitely, without question, be coming to you guys to rent the bike, without question. So that was hugely, hugely kind of you. Thanks so much. And a little shout out to various guys from Portugal, I'm just opening my phone here, that said, "Why don't you come and stay with us?" So I got Intruder_Road from Portugal. He said, "Mate, you're welcome to come and stay with me and I can help you out down there in Portugal when you arrive." And then another guy, I don't know how you pronounce this, but it's IFRE Bilo1. I'll put it up on the screen. I just want to give a shout out to people that showed me some kindness, even though they never met me before. Well, you see me on YouTube but nothing else. So I will be definitely getting in touch with you guys as well when I come down to Portugal eventually. So kindness has been a really nice experience, even though it's been a bit horrible. So today I'm back on the Fazer. I'm going to go and take it for a test ride because I changed the wheel bearings, as you saw in one of the other episodes. I'm going to take it out for a spin. I actually believe the Fazer is probably one of the most underrated 600cc motorbikes still on the market now. Obviously you can't buy them new, they phased them out, but that I'm looking at now because I've started it. It's just kind of humming away out there, and what a bike. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't say it's never going to replace the Thunderbird. It's right here behind me, but it is a bike in its own right, completely different to the Thunderbird. You can't really compare them. But what a great bike, and I'm going to take it for a spin now, and I'm just so looking forward to getting that thing back to how it's meant to be. I think it's probably one of the most underrated bikes, one of the most underrated 600cc's, but also what a great bike for touring. I really want to take that bike on a bit of a tour, you know, take it over into France or something, have a little razz around on it over there, do some camping, all the kind of stuff that I did before, because I just think that bike's got everything that you would want from a bike when you want to go tour. It's got plenty of power. It looks nice, it feels nice to ride, great handling, all that stuff. So we're gonna take it out for a spin, check out that my front wheel bearing kind of butchering worked, and maybe we'll stop off somewhere, have a little bit of a coffee. The weather's a bit funny today, so I'm hoping it kind of holds for an hour or so, and we'll see what it's like. Is it me, or is every single time I need to get air is out of order? This is ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna have to ride somewhere else. I don't know where. We'll find somewhere. So I changed the front wheel bearings on this, and if I'm honest, it still seems a little bit noisy, but maybe it isn't the bearings that are noisy. Maybe my brakes are sticking a little bit or something, but it's not like a grinding sound, but just seems a little bit like noisy. I don't know why, I can't figure out what it is. I don't know whether the Fazers, I can't remember my last Fazer being kind of a noisy ride, but maybe it was. Maybe I've forgotten how noisy they are. Yeah, maybe that is a sticking, maybe it's a bit of a sticking brake at the front. That's easy to adjust. I forgot about the fact that everybody is out doing their Christmas shopping. Of course they are. Now, I haven't actually done any yet. Maybe I should do some. like buying myself another motorcycle or something. Oh, better find second. Here we go. So that sound that I'm getting from the front, it's gotta be the brake sticking or something. It's not a grind, it's just like a... It sounds like wind passing through something. I suppose it could be kind of coming up through the fairing there, just the sound of kind of wind coming up through the fairing. I don't know. Doesn't seem to make sense. It's no like... It seems to ride smooth. I can tell that I need some air in my front tyre though, that's for sure. See, I don't know if you can hear that. It's like a weird sound. It's bugging me. We're up by the Superbike Factory actually. Maybe I should pop in. Now, where do we have air? Is there air here? Please tell me there's air here. Is there no flipping air here? What the flip? Oh, I'm over there. Get in. Finally somewhere where they have air.
Program chosen. Please present your card. Payment accepted.
No. Said my tyre was at 11 psi. Why is this not working then?
Program chosen. Please present your card.
But I just did that. I just paid you 50 pence. Oh, these things are so stupid.
Program chosen. Please present your card. Payment accepted.
Oh my life. It was down at 11 psi. Maybe that's why it's been so noisy. That's ridiculous. 11 psi, must have a puncture. That's not good, is it? What about my rear tyre? How's that one looking? That's not looking too bad, but 32, but even so, that needs to be... That might make a huge difference. Please don't tell me I've been riding this the whole time with 11 psi on my front tyre. That's not good. Well, it looks like I may have. Looks like I may have a puncture in my front tyre. Right, let's take this for a ride quickly and see if that makes a difference to the noise. It probably will, if I'm honest, because a bit of a flat front tyre is going to be making noise, isn't it? Let's take this out for a quick spin. Let's see if this makes much of a difference in terms of the noise from the front wheel. Ooh, I have to say, it might be psychological, but I feel like I can tell the difference already. Might be psychological. We'll see. Let's turn the GoPro on as well. Hello, GoPro. Let's get you recording. Right, if I've got a puncture, then being all the way down at 11 psi means that that's pretty significant. Although it's still holding some air, but it's leaking it fast, so it will look like a new tyre really. But I want to get it on the road and see, get it on a bit of dual carriageway here, get up to speed and see if it makes a difference to the noise. Probably does. Maybe changing the wheel bearings was a complete waste of time and I didn't need to do that. But we'll soon find out. And I don't know if the Superbike Factory is closed for the day. It might be. Right, here we go. Yep, it's very different. Definitely still a look. You can hear the road up through the fairing there, but I guess it's coming up through these two holes more than, you know, kind of funneling the noise a little bit. But yeah, definitely. That's very, very different. Very different. Still road noise, as you would expect, but and the feel is very different as well. It feels like it's kind of planted on the road a bit better. Have I been riding this thing around with like almost no pressure in the tires? I think I have. That's not very clever of me, is it? That's kind of a rookie thing. Check your tire pressure. You just do that, don't you? Or you should anyway. So let's go back up and see if the Superbike Factory is still open. It might be. If it is, we're going to go in and take a little look. This is a lot of bike for £671.50. Is it still open? It might be. Looks like it. So here we are. Superbike Factory. I actually hope it's open. It is. You alright, bud?
Yeah, how you doing? You good?
Yeah, just coming to have a gander. Bit of dreaming. So interestingly, I'm looking at all these bikes here. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of bikes here if you look behind me. That's quite something. I was watching a video the other day and some guys talking about how there's not that many young people that seem to be like buying bikes these days. When you look at some of the bike expos that are going on, you see a lot of guys kind of my age and older, or maybe, you know, I'm 50 next year, so like kind of 40 plus. And I don't know whether it's to do with insurance or I don't know what it's to do with, but it used to, when I was younger, like everybody wanted a bike, everybody wanted their bike license. And it was like a cool thing to get. But these days it just seems to be just the older kind of middle-aged generation that are going for it. And yeah, that's just an interesting observation, and maybe that's going to change the way motorcycling looks in the future and which companies actually survive and which ones don't. Because we're already looking at kind of Harley Davidson shutting down all over the place, you know, various dealerships. And it's not just Harley Davidson dealerships, it's all kinds of dealerships that seem to be kind of pulling the plug. And who knows, maybe it's something to do with the demographic, or just obviously the demand on bikes seems to be dwindling. So I wonder what's going to happen with the motorcycle world, actually. I do, because I don't see as many bikes on the road as I used to, and I certainly don't see that many young people kind of rushing out and wanting to get bikes and pass their tests and all that kind of thing. So interesting times in the biking community, I think. So it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. Stick them in the comments below if you've noticed anything similar. And I don't know really what to do about it. Maybe people are just going off bikes, or maybe there will be a kind of a resurgence again of people that want to get their licenses and want to get out on the road. I know a lot of people my age that want to do it. You know, they might have had like 20 years off or 10 years off or whatever because they had family and didn't have time and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, although I'm seeing that, I'm not seeing much of the kind of the younger generation. It's understandable, people my age, you've got a bit more time, maybe a bit more money. You've done all the kid thing, you know, your kids are grown up and you've got a bit more time and money to spend on stuff that's just kind of for you. And I get that, and a motorbike is quite often a nice thing to get you out and about and experience some different things. Also a bit dangerous as well when you haven't ridden for a long time, because you probably think you're as quick at reacting as you were when you were 25, and then you find out that you weren't. So you got to kind of take it easy. So stay safe out there, definitely. But yeah, what do you think about that? What do you think about the future of biking in the UK if the young people are not picking it up? What's that going to do? Which companies are going to be left? And are companies really facing a crisis, or is it just their retail side of things, like their shop fronts, that just don't seem to be making sense anymore because everything is kind of done online? But having said that, you can't really test ride a motorcycle online, can you? You need a dealership. You need somewhere to go and try it out. So, let me know what you think. There's a lot of bikes here for sale, if you're thinking anyway, and the prices ain't that bad. So I gotta say, this is a bike that I have not seen before, and that does look really interesting. The Yamaha SCR 950. Looks like a V-twin. I like the look of that actually, that looks really cool. But interesting, it's only got the one disc at the front. It looks like a pretty big bike. It's gonna need braking pretty hard. But yeah, anyone know anything about these bikes? Pop that in the comments below, because that is a totally new bike for me. Never seen anything like it from Yamaha. Right, I'm heading home because it's gonna start raining any minute. But had a little look round at the Superbike Factory. And obviously Bristol is not their biggest one. I think Macclesfield or somewhere like that, they've got a couple of thousand bikes. Here they got about 300 or 400 bikes in stock. But it's a bit of everything. Interesting, I was just talking to the guy saying that they seem to be doing really well, whereas other dealerships seem to be getting hit pretty bad by a lack of interest and just, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Superbike Factory seem to have hit a bit of a sweet spot. I don't know whether it's to do with their pricing or whether they can get hold of anything, anytime, anywhere. I don't know. But it just seems to be a little bit more of a generic kind of bike shop rather than focusing on a brand. But they have everything. And if they haven't got it here, they got it somewhere in the UK. So Superbike Factory, just up the road from my house. And price-wise, they seem to be coming in at kind of a sweet spot where it's not too expensive, it's not way more expensive than you would find on eBay and Facebook and places like that. And also, you know that it's come from a place where the thing has been kind of properly serviced, it's ready ready to be sold and ready to be used. So it's kind of a little bit of a, yeah, there's a little bit of security in your purchase. So I think Superbike Factory, maybe they've hit a bit of a sweet spot. Maybe in a time when it's a bit difficult to run a franchise maybe, or run a bike shop that's kind of specifically focused on a particular brand. I don't know that much about it, but it seems to be working for them anyway. So I'm gonna hit the road again and go home. First time, every time, 60% of the time. This is it. The heavens are gonna open on me now. But it's worth it. Getting out on your bike for a bit.